Hey, what's up, guys? In this video, I'm just going to go over higher time frame direction and simple, easy way to do this. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with the QM pattern, right? This little guy. So I like to use this for direction because if you really think about it, it is a breakout, right? So there's two types of breakout traders. We have breakout traders that will sell this breakout. So as prices here, they'll wait for a breakout or a retest, then breakout, like a quick retest. Then we have breakout, pullback, right? So people who buy the pullback and the support and resistance, right? So that is actually something that you can use for direction because price is breaking a low, and we want to do this when we're trending. We're spotting a trend, and then once the trend is done, okay. Once the trend is done, right? So like at each level here, we have a breakout, 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 and then here is the next breakout. Okay, so obviously we always want to be getting in on the pullback. Okay, so each pullback doesn't mean that it's bearish. It just means that we're having a retracement. Obvious shit. But a lot of you just overlook what's obvious and wonder why so many traders are catching great trades. Is because it's keeping it very simple. So if we look at this, I like to use a line chart because it shows the I use both, but it shows the where most of the volume is, right? Because the rest is wicks. So I want to pay attention to line charts that break. So here, right? So our direction right now is bearish. We broke this lower high, so we can look for sells. Even though overall trend is bullish, we did break a lower high, a higher low, and we have the breakout pullback situation here. Okay, and then you have your QM level here and whatever POI above, right? This is a manipulated level. Price moves up and retraces, so possibly look for shorts. But that also depends because we got to look at our candles. And keep in mind that that was a weekly candle that it broke through, right? This down area. So when you look at price action on a chart, this looks like this. Okay, this whole candle setup right here on a weekly time frame. Just keep that in mind. Okay, and it looks like we're already pulling back into this structural point here, and you can see how it's rejecting. Okay, so your higher time frame is what? Bearish until when? Logical areas, right? Because here we have a breakout pullback. Here we have structure shifting down this way. Okay, so we just got to be mindful of that. And we only use this with our higher time frames. Okay, daily, weekly, monthly. If we know this direction and we know we are breaking out with strong volume on a daily, weekly, or monthly chart, then we can identify where the direction is headed, most likely. Okay, just based off structure. So when I look at a line chart, we have breakout. Look at this. Okay, breakout, pullback, rally, right? So if we look at this trend, what are we anticipating? Here's our breakout. This is our stop hunt. Okay, and a retracement. Now, if we break this, then what are we looking for? A breakout pullback. Okay, We also have this weekly level here. Okay, so we see price made a low, a high, lower low, higher high. This is our QM, stop hunt, break a market structure, return to origin, right? Somewhere in this level. And that's how you keep it really, really simple. And we're looking at a weekly time frame here. Okay, so we know we have higher time frame direction. If price comes down to here, let's go down to a daily. Okay. So on our daily, we have our breakout there and then a breakout here. We can go down to a 4 hour and try to find something. Okay, so here I see a manipulated level. You could also use this as a lower level, or we could also use this because it's in confluence with the weekly time frame. But nonetheless, in this area here, I'm going to be looking for buy setups on lower time frames. Okay, and I can play almost every move all the way up, right? I can just play the whole ride up because I know I have higher time frame direction on my side, right? I know that the monthly and weekly, or the weekly and daily, are pushing me to the upside. Okay, obviously we're not going to just enter off this, but this is our zone because this is 640 pips. You know, that's too much float that you'll blow your account. So we got to look for more entries below, or if that doesn't happen, what do we wait for? We wait for a breakout. Breakout, pullback, rally. Okay, same thing. Okay, so when you're playing these days inside here, I'm not looking at the chart until I get inside my zone. That's it. Nothing else to look at. Okay. So right here in this area, in this vicinity, I'll be looking for trades. That's kind of weird how that worked, right? Oh, it's because of candle wicks, my bad. But yeah, in this vicinity, I'm going to be looking for trades. We have a weekly level here, so there could possibly be something in here. We look at candles. Okay, you see how that weekly level is right here? And we're bouncing from that. Right here. Okay, so here I know that I have higher time frame direction. See, this is why the daily looked all weird and stuff, because of the wicks. See this weekly level? Oops. See this weekly level here, right? Price moves aggressively up from here. If this didn't happen on this side, you would know when price returns into here, you could look for buys all throughout this to catch a big weekly expansion. Does this make sense? Okay, so what am I anticipating here? Same thing. I'm waiting for price to come into here, which it already did, and try to catch the move up, right? And if you wanted to refine this to a POI like that, you can. Okay, and that's where your POIs and the rest of the techniques come into play once you get your higher time frame direction down. Okay, so in here, we can look for possible buy scenarios. Let's look at our 4-hour chart. Okay, and if you're unsure, we just wait for confirmation. So we have our level here. Possibly look for buys in. If we want to break that down more, if you're not happy with that SL, you look for buys in here. Okay, simple. So now we know we have a stop hunt and a breakout above these highs. Okay, so if you are looking for lower time frame entries, like maybe somewhere in here. If you're not happy with this SL, you go lower. But remember, you have higher time frame on your side. Okay, so have an expansion here. If you really want to slim it down, you can do that. But you know, how many pips is this actually? It's about 45 pips, kind of a lot. So, you know, what I would do in this scenario is I would wait for a better price to come in here and then do the same thing again, but give me a smaller entry. You know, another QM here. Okay. And we can see that we have an engulfing candle here, right? So this is possible buy area as well. From here. And why am I able to reduce this? Is because I know that this entire move here is a down to up move, right? We have a rally base rally. So we have an order block right here. And if you're happy with this SL, okay, 34 pips, not bad for US 30. If you're trying to swing it, scalping, completely different story. Okay. You can take it even smaller if you're not happy with that. Okay, you can just keep refining this and refining it until you get a really tight entry, but that's going to be up to you if you're going to miss the trade or not. Okay, if you're willing to have that small tight entry to miss the trade, or because depending on the pair, this thing goes. You know, this doesn't have to fill every inefficiency like Forex does really, and sometimes even Forex doesn't fill every inefficiency. And we can see how we're just trading sideways here. So what are we doing? We're accumulating inside a weekly level. Okay, so keep that in mind. And we're at that weekly level where we are making that pullback, breakout, pullback. Okay, so you see the breakout, you see the pullback, you have your QM level, you have daily levels in here. We've already reacted off this weekly level. So this was our stop hunt breakout return. This is our stop hunt breakout return. So possibly targeting these highs, which is very hard to do if you're not skillful at it. You got hedging and shit you need to do inside, and price can easily wick you out, right? Because these are line charts, so it can just wick you out like that and then run. So you just got to manage your positions appropriately. You can take very small size and risk, and aim for the big rewards if that's what you want to do. Okay, so yeah, that ends it for this video.